Hey everyone, my name is Sia Zarabi. My beautiful wife behind the camera is Kristen Sarah.
Hello.
And we are Hopscotch the Globe. This entire month we're doing Airstream-a-thon. So we've lived in this thing for the past year and we've learned a lot. And this month we're going to be sharing everything that we've learned, answering so many questions that people have asked us. So if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. If you don't get notifications, just click that little bell and then you'll get all the notifications for videos that we release. Today's video is all about the exterior of the Airstream. So how everything gets hooked up. We've done a lot of videos on the interior. Today is all exterior. So let's start exploring. Hey everyone, welcome to the exterior of Luna. To start off with, we have two doors. We basically have a screen door and then we have the main door. The main door can be locked from the outside and the inside, so we have just a key lock, and then we can also padlock it as well. This is actually the only part of the Airstream that's buffed, and we bought it this way. The previous owner said it took him hours and hours to buff this, and it's like the only shiny part of the Airstream. We didn't want to shine the rest of it because then it's just like a big mirror. It can be blinding in the light. Below we have our entrance steps. So these steps can be double or single. We flip this up, then it can just be a single step, and they actually go right up into the Airstream for when we're driving. I'm also cooking chicken on the barbecue while I'm filming this, so I might have to keep going to the barbecue to make sure we're not burning it. You can't live outdoors and not have a barbecue. Must have. We didn't have a barbecue for the first 6 months, and it just wasn't as fun as the last 6 months. Next to the front door is our water intakes. So how we have it hooked up right now is through city hose. So we just have a drinking hose hooked up to city water, and then this, you know, basically adds pressure to all of our faucets and our shower on the inside. If we want to be off grid, which we have in the past, then we can actually fill up our tank, and we have 80 gallons of fresh water that we can hold. This is how we can fill up our fresh water, and this is super convenient when we're driving and we just want to pull over and still use our faucets. There's a pump that actually pressurizes the water, so it pumps from the tanks into all of our taps. This right here is to access behind the fridge. So like, this is the cable for the fridge to be plugged in, and if we need to get back here, we can. This here is just so we can plug things in on the outside. So we plug in like little lights that go on the awning, and right now we have this fridge that's cooling down a bunch of stuff on the outside. So when we're barbecuing or out here with friends, we can have drinks out here. And we also use this just to double as a fridge, because our fridge on the inside is pretty small, so this doubles our capacity. We also released a what's in my fridge video this month, so if you guys haven't checked that out, I highly recommend it, because a lot of people are wondering what we eat, how much we can store in our fridge, so check it out if you haven't already. This little nub right here, I know some people have asked because they've seen it in videos, like, what does this do? And it actually holds the door. So this holds the door so that it can't slam shut in the wind. These vents right here are actually sealed. This was for the oven. The stove and oven used to be right here on this side, but because we moved it to the other side, we no longer needed this. Just a piece of aluminum was put behind it and it was sealed, so this is now airtight and watertight, so nothing can get in. These are our tires right here in the middle, because I didn't know about this before moving into, you know, a tiny home or an RV Airstream. This actually locks the tires so that there's no motion when you're walking inside. Lever goes down and extends, and that way the tires can't roll because this is gripping both tires. And if you look behind, you'll actually see a puppy.
Hey, Atlas.
This puppy came with this lifestyle. Whenever you move into a tiny home or a trailer, it must come with a puppy. Someone here at the RV park also gave us these tire covers. I didn't know that they were important. I didn't know what they did. I thought they were just for dust, but they're also for heat and sunlight, so that the white, reflects off and the tires don't overheat and they don't explode, which is really nice. Right here is our water heater. This holds 6 gallons of water and it's heated by propane. So the propane tanks at the front, we'll get to that later on, actually feed into here, and then this heats up our water, and we can gauge the temperature from, warm to extremely hot. Warm is actually extremely hot for me, so we keep it at the lowest temperature. But if I wanted to increase it, we could. And then that would activate the propane and get it started. This is an Atwood water heater, and it also heats with electric as well. If you want to run off propane and electric, you have both options with this model. Chicken is complete. Kristen's delicious salad is complete, and it's time to eat. I'm sure you've noticed the awning, and the awning stretches the entire length of one side of the Airstream. We don't have an awning on the other side. It's great because it shades us, and when the sun rises, we don't get this blistering hot sun, in our faces. At the back of the Airstream, we have our bumper here, and the bumper is functional. It's actually storage. This is where we hold a lot of stuff for our hitch system when we hook it up to the truck. These hook up to the truck when we're pulling. And we also have our cable here. This is our main power. This is our 30 amp power cable for when we actually hook up. This dingle hopper here, this is to raise and lower the stabilizing jacks. Really nice that all this fits back here and we don't need to keep it in the truck. This right here is our sewer line. So in tiny homes and trailers, there's black water and gray water. Black water holds all the stuff from the toilet. Gray water holds all the stuff from the sink and the shower. Because we have a compost toilet, we don't need black water. Our toilet doesn't flush into here. So this is only our sink and our shower water. So it's thankfully not like gross sewage, but there's like food scraps and dirty hand wash that goes down here. So it's not as stinky, but it's still a little stinky. Under the Airstream is our gray water tank. So we have an 80-gallon freshwater tank and an 80-gallon gray water tank. And that holds all of the water that we need when we're like off grid. And we can actually store all of the dirty water in the Airstream until we have a place to dump it. But thankfully here at the RV park, we're constantly hooked up. So nothing is ever stored in the Airstream. It flushes in, flushes out right away. It's just fed by gravity all the way down into and essentially like a sewer hole at the end. And I highly recommend, if you're gonna use this, get one of these. It's like an accordion piece of plastic that slowly tapers down, just so it easily flows all the way to where you want it. So you don't want it like this, because the water will just collect here and it won't keep flowing. So every now and then I'd come out and make sure, and I can actually see that right here, there's water held in here. So we just want to fix this. There we go. Right here is a storage that you can access from the outside, and it's just actually under our bed. So this is under our bed, but it's a lot easier to access from out here. We've actually never used this to access stuff under the bed.
Hey, grab the neck pillow. You need that for your flight.
I do need this. I actually need this for a flight. Nice. This would be another storage. This is probably for the original layout of the Airstream, but right now it's just behind our cupboards. This is our Airstream's placenta that holds everything together. This is our water hookup right here. So this is city water that we have, and this is clean water that we can drink. And then this is our plug. So this is our 30 amp hookup. So this powers the entire Airstream. This is nice. This is when we're not boondocking and we're plugged into the grid. we have all the amenities we need of a home. But if we want to be off-grid, we have everything we need to do that too, like our solar panels. So if we just step back, you can see a few of the solar panels up there right now. There's 5 panels, each 100 watts. And when we're boondocking, when we're not plugged into anything, those power our entire Airstream. Last but not least, the very front of the Airstream. This is where we hook it up to the truck, and this is our little leveler. So this raises and lowers so that we can adjust the level of the Airstream. And right here is our propane tanks. So the other propane tank is currently powering our barbecue. This one is powering the Airstream. So our oven is propane, and also we have our hot water running off propane right now. One tank honestly lasts like 6 months of use, and we fill up this tank for like 20 bucks. So 20 bucks for 6 months of gas is pretty sweet. This is the original level that came with the Airstream. I don't know if I trust it because it's 40 years old, so we installed another level, but I don't know if I trust that either. So the way we test the level is by putting a ball in the middle of the Airstream and seeing if it rolls around. Under each corner of the Airstream are stabilizers, and these just prevent the Airstream from shaking and moving when you're walking around on the inside. You just want them to lower to just touch the ground, and that's it. You don't want them to actually support any weight. They're just meant to prevent any shaking. That's it for our exterior Airstream tour. If you guys have any other questions, comment below, let us know. And if you haven't checked out any of the other videos that we've made on the Airstream, check out our channel, subscribe, click that notification button. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. This is Francois, and that's Topanga. The story is Francois wants Topanga, but she's just not having it, so. One day, buddy, one day you'll get her.